Hi, welcome back, and I'm back again with my how-to series. In my how-to series, my today's video is about how to convert a negative culture in the organization or a department into a positive culture in the organization or a department. So if you're a department head or a department manager or divisional manager or leader or a manager in an organization, if you're a director or an entrepreneur, and if you're feeling in your organization there's a lot of negative culture, if you're feeling there's a lot of negative culture in your organization, if you're feeling upset about it, if you feel your employee engagement survey is actually going down, employee satisfaction survey is going down, people are bitching and talking a lot of negative things about you from your back. People are talking a lot of negative, and a lot of negative culture is actually impeding the productivity and growth and profitability and liquidity of the organization, or is getting impacted. What to do? So here is a video that is needed for you, and this is a video which is actually for your leadership in pipeline, for your succession planning, for you to actually grow even better as a leader with a lot of not just a positional power but a lot of personal power. So actually leadership is communicating the worth and potential of your employees so clearly that they start to commit to see it in themselves. I'll say it one more time. Look into the slide. Leadership is communicating to people their worth and their potential so clearly that they come to see it in themselves. When you start talking about their worth and their potential, it is their worth and their potential. It has to be communicated. That's the important point. And so clearly communicated that they themselves come to see it in themselves. And listen to me, if you don't see it in themselves, they will never be able to see it in themselves. If you see them negative, they'll also see them negative. If you see them positive, and if you see their potential, recognize their potential, they'll also start recognizing their own potential. So today I'm going to talk about Pygmalion effect. You can do a research around my leadership videos to understand Pygmalion effect even better. I'll tell you what is Pygmalion effect. The Pygmalion effect is when you start expecting positive and favorable things from your people, then you start creating positive interpersonal relationship and culture with them. So managers give more positive reinforcement to high expectation employees, and they praise them more for their good work and criticize them less for making mistakes. Consequently, their confidence grows. So these are those managers who are actually creating more positive reinforcement by developing the high positive expectation, and then they praise them, regularly praise them for their good work, and they criticize them less even if they make mistakes. This is the consequence, and this will consequently grow their confidence. So like I was saying, that they praise them more for their good work and criticize them less for their making mistakes. Even if they make mistake, they don't criticize them. And what is the consequence? Consequence is the confidence of their employee actually starts growing. And there was a survey being done in a school. Actually, a principal told a teacher that all the new teachers, that my classes are categorized grade A, grade B and grade C. Section A, section B and section C. Section A had all those students who were getting percentage more than 80%. Section B had students who were mediocre getting 60 to 80%. And section C were those who were getting less than 50% and who were actually poor in their studies. And a lot of those students were actually failing. So what happened? The teachers, when they were actually teaching them, at the end of the year, the result was same. The A grade did well, B grade did average, and C grade did again poor. So principal was very surprised. He said, what to do? I can't improve them in this way. So what he did was, he changed his entire staff. And he actually brought in a lot of new teachers, and these new teachers, he did not tell them the secret, and he told them something, that the A grade, he told them, these are those students who are very poor students. And C grade students, he told them, these are those students who are toppers of the class. And B grade, he told them they were average, and they were average. So what happened? The new teachers, they had a new kind of a perspective. And then they saw A grade students who were actually focused in their studies. They thought they are not sincere, they don't understand anything, they're only writing things, they don't understand anything. And C grade students who were shouting and actually doing a lot of joking around, these were those students, teachers thought, my God, they are very intelligent. They're A grade students, they're getting best grades. So since the teacher was under the influence of the guidance that the C grade students were actually A grade, and she considered C grade to be A grade, so what happened? They thought that they are joking and still they are A grade, such great students. What happened at the end of the year? The A grades who were above 80% came down to 60%. The 60% B grade were still 60%, and C grade who were actually below 50% came up to about 70%. Why? Because she started expecting that you all will do well. She started investing confidence in these students, and these students actually started performing better. This is called Pygmalion effect. Recently I met a very senior gentleman from PepsiCo, and he was talking about a beautiful thing, that in PepsiCo each participant is required to bring a real project that has the potential to dramatically affect PepsiCo's revenue, quality, cost and customer satisfaction. I'll say that again for you. PepsiCo, each participant is required to bring a real project that has the potential to dramatically affect the PepsiCo's revenue, quality, cost or customer satisfaction. I'm going to give you today a beautiful treatment model called negative treatment model and positive treatment model. This is a very powerful model. This can convert your entire organization into a new cultural shift. So with the negative and a positive treatment model, let me share with you, effort that is recognized gets repeated. A golden statement says, effort that is recognized gets repeated. If you're looking for a great result in your organization, start recognizing people who are actually making a lot of new efforts. Can I take you to the slide where I will talk about a negative and a positive treatment model? Negative treatment model is when you start assuming about the capability of your team member, you start thinking about the capability of your team member, you have a negative assumption about his capability, and with your negative assumption about his capability, what will happen? Because it is your feeling, because it is your assumption, because it is your mindset, what will happen? You will have a negative emotional reaction to the different idea that he will bring in. The moment he comes up with some idea, you'll always have a negative emotional reaction to the different idea that he brings in. It is why, because of the previous point that you saw, is you are assuming about the capability of your team member. So now because you have a negative emotional reaction, what is negative emotional reaction? Is the mindset. Because of your mindset, it will impact your behavior. And what will be your behavior? Look at the slide. Your behavior will be a negative treatment. Why negative treatment? Because you had a negative emotional reaction to the different idea that he brought in. Now because your treatment is negative, immediately what will happen? 3 impacts will come. Eroded confidence, low morale, and lack of initiative. And in an organization, people who have eroded confidence and low morale and lack of initiative, people who are not having confidence in their initiatives, people who are actually keeping low morale and lack of initiatives and not taking extra initiatives, immediately what will happen? It will have a diminished contribution to the entire project. An entire project starts to suffer, an entire department starts to move into a negative culture. It actually started with the assumption about the capability of your team member. If you feel he can't do it, and it gets communicated through your body language, it gets communicated through your visual, through your verbal, through your vocal. You've got 3 ways to actually communicate in your body language, and if it gets communicated, he will also feel that I can't do it. If he doesn't have a confidence, that will reflect into his behavior. I'll take you to the positive treatment model also that can convert the entire culture of the organization. For the positive treatment model, I'll take you to the slide and let's discuss on the positive treatment model. So the positive treatment model is when you have a belief in the capability of your team member. Yes, I'm talking about belief in the capability of your team member. Now belief is a part of your mindset. Belief is a part of your understanding. Belief is a part of your mindset. So when you have a belief in the capability of your team member, you will have openness and respect for his different ideas. And when you will be open and respectful to his new ideas, now since your openness is about your mentality, it will impact your reality. What will happen? It will immediately impact your behavior, and your behavior will be a positive treatment towards him. And now because of openness and respect for his diversity and openness and respect for his different ideas, you will have a positive treatment, and with the positive treatment, 3 things will come up. And what are these 3 things that will come up? You will have 3 things. One is increase in confidence of your employee, the high morale, and lot of continuous increasing initiative. High confidence, high morale, and lot of continuous increasing initiative. In an organization where the confidence is high, morale is high, and lot of initiatives are being taken, what happens? Nothing. Simply continuously increasing contribution to the project. Continuously increasing contribution to the project. And in an organization where the project grows, the organization grows. Simple. This is how you convert a negative treatment model into a positive treatment model. This is how you convert a negative culture in the environment into a positive culture of the environment. So where is it actually coming from? It comes from your mentality. When you start to communicate their worth and their potential so clearly that they come to see it in themselves, and this is where the entire change begins. This is where the entire change begins, by communicating their worth and their potentials. When you recognize, reform and rectify. Yes, it is not compare, complain, criticize. It is recognize, reform and rectify. Keep watching more videos for succession planning, for leadership in pipeline. We are working with a lot of clients where we have cost-effective hand-holding implementation support, and this is what Global Act does, called Global Academy for Consulting and Training. For your leadership in pipeline and succession planning, do watch more videos and subscribe now. Thank you very much.